Welcome back to Silent Pew. One of the most common questions I get is what's the best gun for home defense? And I'm not talking about which particular gun, I'm talking about pistol, rifle, or shotgun. Let's talk about it. Honest answer, right off the bat, there is no single best option. It's gonna depend on your home, your experience, and how you plan to use it. However, I am gonna break down the pros and the cons of each option in my opinion, and then you guys are welcome to debate it down below in the comments. Now, before we compare the guns, let's first talk about what actually matters in a home defense scenario. These are the 5 main things that come to mind when I think about what matters most. First and foremost is gonna be reliability. Is your gun gonna be reliable in a situation where you're counting on it? Secondly is gonna be ease of use under stress. When you're talking about a home defense situation, you're very likely talking about a high stress moment. Are you gonna be able to manipulate that gun to the best of your ability under stress? Third is gonna be maneuverability inside your home. If you have a lot of hallways or some tight corners, that's definitely something you're gonna wanna consider. Number 4, I would say over-penetration awareness. You need to know what's behind everything that you're shooting towards. At the end of the day, every bullet that leaves a barrel has to go somewhere. So be aware of what direction you're shooting, what's behind that wall, what's behind that counter, or what's behind that door. Over-penetration awareness gotta be big. And at number 5 for me is gonna be the ability to identify the threat. Positive identification. Home defense isn't about maximum power. It's about control, identification, and being accountable for every bullet that's fired. Now, first up, we have our pistol. And your pistol is gonna be the most common home defense firearm for good reason. You've got something that's lightweight, easy to maneuver. You can manipulate this with one hand if necessary. And this is probably gonna be the most familiar firearm in your arsenal, assuming you train with it. The downsides of a pistol is it's gonna be one of the hardest to shoot under stress. You've got a short sight radius, it's lighter weight, it's gonna have some recoil, and it's gonna be harder to have accurate shots, especially during low light. Then you're gonna have your rifle, and your rifle is gonna be easier to shoot more accurately, even for less experienced shooters. The extra points of contact, including your shoulder, your cheek, and your support hand, are all gonna dramatically increase your control. The biggest drawbacks to your rifle is gonna be the size and the noise. It's gonna be significantly louder indoors. It's gonna be harder to maneuver around hallways when in compared to a pistol. And you are gonna have to use both hands at all times. And then you've got my good old friend, the shotgun. Shotguns have been used for home defense for decades. They're extremely accurate at short range. They don't require pinpoint accuracy. And in most cases, they're just easy to use. Now, when it comes to your shotgun, you're gonna have the heaviest of the bunch, you're gonna have the longest of the bunch, so it's definitely gonna be harder to maneuver around your hallways or tight corners. You're also gonna have the least amount of capacity, so once you use those 7 or 8 rounds, you're gonna be reloading, not to mention reloads are definitely slow. Oh yeah, and one of the biggest myths is that you don't have to aim your shotgun. Why wouldn't you need to aim your shot? Who said that? Why wouldn't you need to aim your shotgun? Of course you need to aim your shotgun. Anyways, the spread is minimal. Aim your shotgun, know what you're shooting at, please. So quick recap. You've got your pistol, which is gonna be the easiest to maneuver, easiest to store, and is gonna give you mid-level capacity. You've got your rifle, which is gonna require a little bit more space. It's gonna be a little bit heavier, but it's gonna give you the most capacity out of the 3. And of course, you've got your shotgun. It's gonna be the heaviest, it's gonna have limited capacity, and it's gonna be the hardest to maneuver around the house. But at close range, it's gonna be effective. So which one's the best for you? Well, if you're looking for something that's easily accessible, mid-tier capacity, and something that you probably train with the most, definitely the pistol. In a high-stress situation, you're likely gonna be able to manipulate that pistol the best out of all 3 of them. If I had to say my personal opinion, I would say a well set up rifle is gonna be the best of both worlds. You're gonna have something that's pretty maneuverable. Depending on how you set that up, you can get it pretty short. It's gonna be the most accurate. You're gonna have the most points of contact, the highest capacity, and in my opinion, it's gonna be the most effective. And if you're shooting pigeons, I would definitely go with the shotgun. Wait, never mind, home defense. Yeah, I wouldn't go with the shotgun. Personal opinion, hot take. I wouldn't go with a shotgun. You've got low capacity, it's heavy, it's gonna be harder to maneuver. I really don't see myself using a shotgun. For real though, shotguns definitely have their place, so if you use one, all the power to you, just not my personal preference. No matter which one you choose, whether it's a pistol, a rifle, or a shotgun, at the end of the day, you're responsible for every round fired. So be aware, understand what's going on, and most importantly, get out there and train. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you're using for your home defense and why. I mean, really, let me know what you guys are using. And honestly, let me know if you agree with me. Rifle's the best way to go. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this with a friend or two. And as always, stay safe and shoot straight.